I can't believe I'm doing this.
Moving pictures. Hello there, moving pictures.
What's up, Doc?
I've been all around the world. Every city, every place. Always been a restless girl.
This being, I'm going to another bookstore. This is nuts. I don't need to go to another bookstore. I literally have, I know a good 100 books at the house that I haven't read yet. And the problem is that I just have to have. Or I'll go places that I'm not normally, like here, and they have this big, huge used bookstore. So how am I gonna pass that up? So I am at Mr. K's in Asheville, North Carolina. I have been to the one in Greenville, South Carolina. I will try to remember to link that vlog. At the end of this one, I think I got like 15 books. I'm gonna try to not get 15 books today. I'm gonna try to be a little more reserved, have a little more control. Yeah, control, right. He's looking at me like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. All right, I would love for you guys to make a guess at how many books you think I'm gonna come out of there with today. Go ahead, put a number down in the comments right now. I can tell you that I went to a Mr. McKay's in Knoxville, Tennessee, a couple weeks ago, and I think I only got like 8 or 10 books, but that is only because I was rushed. I was there with my sister-in-law and my husband, so I knew I couldn't stay in there a long time. So that video is not up yet. Or maybe it is. Who knows which one I'm gonna put up first. But anyway, all right, I'm really curious to see what your number is gonna be. I'm gonna guess 12. And that's better than 15. Right out front, bargain books, $3 to $5. So, anything jump out at you? The Chocolate Lovers Club? What is the Chocolate Lovers Club? $3. Some women are addicted to shopping. Others can't get enough champagne. Ooh, a holiday read for $3. Look at that. It's so like little. That's cool. Oh, it's 2 classic stories. Oh, The Winter Soldier and Cattleman's Pride. Well, they got quite a lot of his books on clearance here. Oh, there's even more. Oh my goodness. So I noticed Hallmark Publishing on Christmas Avenue. A feel-good small-town romance. I'm not a big romance person. Hello. So, I'm gonna grab one of these because at the other store, I didn't realize they had these until I was 90% done looking. Ooh, collectibles. What do they have under collectibles? $25. Ooh, The Great Gatsby. $35. $40 for this paperback. $20 for this one. Ooh, we got some signed Kristen Hanna at $35. Ooh, the other McKays did not have holiday books that I saw. These are not holiday books. These are just more signed. First or vintage. First edition or vintage.
$20. Ann B. Ross, I've met her. She actually lives in Hendersonville, North Carolina. That's a nice addition, $25. Gone with the Wind, $5. In the large print section, they have a large print crosswords and puzzle dictionary. That's neat. What is this? Whoa. Atlas of the Heart, mapping meaningful connection and the language of the human experience. What is that? Interesting. $16. Now I do think this one is a little smaller than the one in Greenville, just a little burned in a bog. Okay, I'm not a big, huge fan of mass paperbacks, but I found that a lot of the cozy mysteries, which I really haven't read yet, you know, something like Death by Chocolate Lab, are these paperbacks. And I'm gonna do some cozy mystery reading. Ooh, The Trouble with Witches in October and maybe September. So I might have to you know, get some of these because that's what they come in. Death by Coffee. I was really thinking about getting this one to read in like March because, you know, Irish, but $4 and it's not in great condition. I think I'm gonna have to pass. Who was a fan of Little House on the Prairie? Well, this gets my attention. How about you? I mean, this is why we're here, right? Because of books. Oh my gosh, I'm in biographies and I'm like already filling up my cart. Like, I think I'm gonna go over the 12. And I haven't even got to the travel section, and that's like my favorite. The Bookkeeper, what is that? Oh, I didn't realize that was turned into a movie. Huh. Okay, who knows who she is? Come on. Where are you, Girl Scouts? So all of this are teen books, so teen mystery, pop fiction, and sci-fi fantasy. Newly arrived non-fiction. So some looks like textbooks and coffee table books. Now this really gets my attention. Please don't be expensive. Please, please, please. I can't do it. And I'm throwing books around. That is very bad. Shucks, $35 each. That's not gonna go. Not gonna go home with me. That's full. I think I blew the 12. What do you think? I'm gonna finish this off. I stopped at Kentucky Fried Chicken for lunch. And look, it's the Colonel with Mickey Mouse, Alice, and Pluto. As you can see, I am back home. And and change the scenery on the background. So every now and then, if my daughter's out of town, I'll come in and film in her room because it's bright, nice, and quiet. So here we go. You saw the full basket. The box is full. You're not gonna believe this. I look at my receipt when I get in the car. It says items 12. And I am like, no way. First of all, I did not call how many books I was gonna get. And that, no. And then I'm thinking, it can't be 12 because everybody's gonna sit there and think I put some back or I purposely picked up another to be 12. And I'm thinking, no, I swear I feel like it is a lot more than 12. So I actually count the books. There are 13 books. I didn't get 12. I got 13 books. So then I take them all out and I check, okay, what happened? I mean, obviously she didn't ring up one. Well, I'm glad that she didn't ring up one because, what is it? One of these, oh, this one. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you this one. Got this one from outside on the cart. So it was a purple sticker, $3. And I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about each book because I want to go read. I want to be selfish and I want to rush through this so I can go read before anybody gets home because that's my favorite time to read. This when nobody's home and there's no interruptions. So this just got my attention because I think it's going to be a fun book for my sister to read also. So I'm going to pass it on to her after I finish reading it. But the Civil War has ended. Madge, Sadie, and Hemp have each come to Chicago in search of a new life. Both with magical hands, Madge has the power to discern others' suffering and ease it, but she cannot heal her own damaged heart. To mend herself and continue to help those in need, she must return to Tennessee to face the woman healers who rejected her. Now, Sadie can commune with the dead. And then it keeps going. Anyway, so $3 for this, okay? And then there's this book. So this is On This Day in North Carolina. If you didn't know, I do live in North Carolina. I love North Carolina history. I just love any history. What I like about this book is it actually takes each day. Oh my gosh. I kid you not. I opened up to the page with my birthday. So I gotta read it. The mayor of New York speaks at the dedication of Charlotte's Douglas Airport. Really? That's when that opened? And then 1956, Margaret Truman, only child of the former president, marries Clifton Daniel, Zebulon native, University of North Carolina alumni, and New York Times foreign correspondent. The wedding so engages the nation's fancy that it even bumps that of Grace Kelly. Whoa, and Prince Rainier from the cover of Life magazine. So basically it says little things that happen each day. And I like it because it's all North Carolina stuff, so there's a lot of stuff in there about the Vanderbilts and Biltmore and that type of thing. Okay, the reason I got to these two books first is because this was $3, purple tag. This was $5. So I was charged $6 for a purple tag. They charged me for this book. Instead of $3, they charged me $6 and forgot to charge me for this one. So this was $5, this was $3. So these two were supposed to be $8. So I basically got $2 off my entire order because they overcharged me. So serves them right for overcharging me on one of the books because I ended up getting $2 off because she forgot to charge me for this one. So what do we call that? We call that karma. Karma for overcharging me. The employee forgot to charge a book. So there we go. Okay, so let's get into the other ones. So Where Trouble Sleeps. I like the size of this book. This was a $5 book. And it says that in small town in North Carolina in 1950, 511
a population of 511, says, after a head-on mule and truck collision, they petitioned the state highway department for a blinker light, and it helped. But it also put them on the map. Soon, outsiders were passing through, and before long, one of them, driving a stolen car, decides to take a cabin in the Settle Inn. And I like this. It talks about a small town America in mid-century where good old boys, good old little boys, little old ladies with loaded shotguns, and an ancient dog who predicts the weather. And this is what's interesting. So in pencil here, it says $5 signed copy by author. And then I flip, and first of all, it has a little map of the town, which I find very interesting. I love books with maps. And then it is signed by an author. It's signed to somebody. It really looks like Toy, T-O-Y, seriously. With appreciation for all good of the arts. That's what it says. An appreciation for all goods of the arts. And he has signed it. And so this was not listed as a signed book. So that's pretty cool. Okay, and we also have, I'm just going to pull them out randomly. Okay, I did get, this is the other one I got off the discount card out front. This was $3. So I can tell you this will be going on my holiday reads. So I'm very excited to say that I have a new bookshelf coming my way. It should be delivered soon. It's something unique about it. I'm going to do a video on it. It's going to be my TBR shelf. I don't actually have a TBR shelf. All my books are kind of together in different locations. Well, basically my TBR books are piles around the house. On my nightstand, on the floor here, on the floor there. Yeah, that's pretty much my TBR. So I don't have a TBR shelf. I have a TBR piles. So anyway, I have ordered a TBR shelf. I know a lot of people use TBR carts. My books aren't fitting in a cart. I'd need 10 carts. But anyway, one of the things I want to do with that TBR shelf is I want to start my fall cozy reads and my October spooky haunted reads and then my December holiday reads. So this one is going on it. And next up we have the true story of Tom Dooley, from Western North Carolina mystery to folk legend. I love these history press books. So this was $5. It doesn't care. I don't care what kind it is because they're always interesting. They're normally having, they have to do with certain places. And the conclusion of, so you can kind of see this, the conclusion of the Civil War, Wilkes County, North Carolina, was the site of the nation's first nationally publicized crime of passion. Like, seriously? The first one was in North Carolina, like publicized, was in North Carolina. In the wake of the love affair and a mysterious chain of events, Tom Dooley was tried, convicted, and hung for the murder of Laura Foster. This notorious crime became an inspiration for musicians, writers, and storytellers ever since. And it has a whole bunch more. But anyway, why I like these books is there's always pictures, maps, graphics. Now this one doesn't, there we go, have as many, but there we go. So I love these types of book. And as you can see, $5. So next up, the book Peddling Parson, an account of the life and works of Mason Locke Weems, patriot, pitchman, author of mortality to the citizenry of the early United States. Sounded extremely interesting, especially since it was only $5. Actually comes with a little jacket there. I like a what do you call it, a wrapped jacket, because you can see where it was actually kind of rough. You would think it was a library book, but there are no library stamps in here, and I just saw pictures. What did I just see? I didn't see that when I was in there. Ah, here we go. So, this book was actually published in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So anyway, this is the guy that started or invented the story about George Washington chopping down the cherry tree. So that is where you've heard that name before. And I'm like, okay, I am all about that. Plus, there is going to be a month where I'm going to be reading quite a lot about George Washington. It's just weird how these books have, like, all of a sudden I have come across these books that have to do with George Washington. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm gonna do something. Birthday month, there we go. All right, so that's gonna go in that. And another holiday read, the autobiography of Santa Claus. Did you know that existed? So this was $3. You Have a Right to Believe in, as told by Jeff Gwynne, a revised edition of the Christmas classic. Let's see. Oh, and see, this is pretty. Actually has the reindeer. Santa's sleigh for a journey through 17 centuries of Christmas magic. This enchanting holiday treasure combines historical fact with glorious legend as St. Nicholas himself reveals the story of Santa Claus. So, oh, Asia. We have a map. So obviously that is going to be a December read. Oh, guys, I love old books like this. This was $10. I'm going to be immediately taking these stickers off as soon as I finish this video. This is North Carolina Today, and I believe it was published in 1947. If I'm, oh, see, all old books like that look like this. So this was also published in Chapel Hill, the University of North Carolina Press. Yes, 1947. Ooh, and Maps and Charts by Carolyn McCarthy Bolt. Sketches by Ruth Hines Temple. And I'm just going to read this one, the first sentence. Readers may wonder at first why this book is called North Carolina Today. Why talk about today? They may ask, by tomorrow, the day which is now today will be yesterday. Okay, tell me that doesn't sound like something out of Winnie the Pooh. Tell me. Like, right? Okay, so, I mean, just, and the contents are, and this book is definitely not going to be for most people. It almost reads like a textbook. What is wealth? That is the first part of the book. There's 15 chapters in there. Creating wealth by farming. And there are, oh my, there are over 20 chapters in that section. Increasing our institutional wealth. There are like 10 chapters. And then North Carolina Tomorrow is 2 chapters in there. And just, it's history, guys, and it's history of my state. And it's an old book with an awesome, awesome cover. Okay, and, all right, I warned you guys. Ah! Bookville, I'm using her suitcase as a tripod. I thought you guys were going down. All right, I warned you guys that the travel section was my favorite. Somehow I missed the travel section, but I found the local section. So it's a lot of North Carolina. Amazing place. What North Carolina means to riders. Oh, yes, amazing place. And this was $5. And it talks about the different parts of the state, like the Piedmont, the mountains, and the beach. Is that what we call the other part? The mountains, the beach, the mountains, the Piedmont. Yes, down east and the coast. Okay, the coast. That's what we call it, not the beach, the coast. Hello. All I can focus on is going to read, guys. Sorry. Okay, and I'm not going to read one of the 6 books nope, 8 books I'm currently reading. I'm going to start a new book. I know, that's why I don't get these books finished. I do finish. It just takes me a very long time to finish them because I'm reading so many at a time. So $5. This is just basically about North Carolina being the inspiration for a lot of writers. And, Oh, okay. So I paid $17.50 for this book. It's McFarland, so it actually is a textbook. So contributions to Southern Appalachian Studies and Asheville, a History. Okay, 3 more to go. If you've been watching for a while, you know I do have a fascination with the Biltmore House and the Vanderbilts. And now granted, this is not, they didn't have anything to do with Biltmore and that part, you know, of George Vanderbilt. But wow. So this is $5, and I showed you a soft cover, and then right below it I showed you this, and I'm like, well, I'm getting the big hard copy because that's what I prefer. Now it's going to be a while before I read this. So you know, so Consuelo, when her grandfather, the Commodore Cornelius Vanderbilt, passed away, he was the richest man in America. Ooh, I like that. And Consuelo's mother, Alva, was, oh my gosh. So she married, obviously, a Vanderbilt. And she wanted to be in high society. She wanted to be part of Mrs. Astor's 400. And oh my gosh, this poor Consuelo, her daughter, her poor childhood. Oh my goodness. But anyway, so it's all about them. It's going to be a little while before I get to this book, but at $5, ooh, I was like, okay, count me in. All right. Oh, I know I'm driving y'all crazy here. Okay, I swear that the last book has nothing to do with North Carolina, but I couldn't get out of that section. All right, this one I paid $16.50 for, regularly $32.99, and Fashionable Asheville 2. And by the way, I did look on Amazon for these 2 books. I'm like, okay, can I get these cheaper on Amazon? And actually, I could not get them cheaper. Than the Amazon prices were more expensive. So this one has a lot to do with different areas and things that happened in Asheville. I mean, it brings up Zelda and Scott's Fitzgerald. Of course, the Biltmore, Grove Park Inn, Frederick Law Olmsted, he was a prominent landscape designer at the time. Richard Morris Hunt, a prominent architect at the time, and things like that. So, oh, it's even talking about Henry Flagler and the Hope Diamond. How is the Hope Diamond connected to Asheville? This is what I'm saying. I want to start reading. Okay, last book. So, do you recognize this name? Yes, and the Lost Boys. The real story behind Peter Pan. So, $5. So, he was actually childless. And he grew up close to the 5 young boys of the Davies family, ultimately becoming their guardian and devoted surrogate father when they were orphaned. And so this author is going back to his notebooks, the memoirs, the hours of recorded interviews with the Davies family. And so this was originally published in 1979. This is a revised edition. And this was printed by Yale University Press and was published in, oh, look at that. That's nice. So it was published in this is the second printing, 205. So it came out in 2003, but this is the second printing of 2005. And all the contents, it's done in years. Ooh, see, I like history about people with various things, handwritten notes, and just, you know, the ones that show like passport photos, things like that, just all that kind of stuff. Houses they lived in. So guys, thank you for following along with me on this little used bookstore adventure. And I am off to read. Until the next page.
Yeah. Ooh. I've been all around the world. Every city, every place. Always been a restless girl. But now there's a wind of change.